Hello and welcome to the show. I'm here on Forza Horizon 2 with another rally car build, and today we're actually starting off with a rather sensible rally car. We've got the Ford Escort Cosworth. I'm going to build this up and see how it fares in S1 class. I've gone through quite a few silly vehicles in the last few weeks, so I'm going to have a go with something a lot more sensible, really. Right, to the upgrades. Now, the car itself starts in C class, which means we have lots of room for upgrades, and it starts as four-wheel drive. So I don't know why the door was ever so slightly open there. Okay, never. We've got some ghosts in the Horizon 2 workshop. Yeah, the car starts off at four-wheel drive, so we don't have to worry about changing that. The other mandatory parts we must have are the off-road tyres, which has jumped the PI up by an awful lot. Okay, slightly concerning. The off-road tyres, the off-road gearbox, which should give us some nice, sensible, short gear ratios, and the off-road suspension. And I'm hoping that the Ford should survive the bumps fairly well. I would expect this to survive the bumps pretty well. Now, the rest of the parts are up to me to build the car up into S1 class. We're going to go for brakes, first of all, as it adds 1 PI, and they're always important. We're going to go for race anti-roll bars as well. I'm thinking we should do we want a roll cage? Let's see how much weight we can take out of the car. Get it down to 2,300 pounds. I think we'll go for a roll cage. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit on the heavier side, but we should have a sort of a better chassis, effectively. Doing this, it does drop the PI down a bit as well, which may mean we can sneak a few more parts on. I'm going to go with it. It is a little bit on the heavier than I would have liked from it, but yeah, we're going to go with that. We're already up into A class. Yeah, not a huge amount of room now for parts, but it's not terrible. Front tyres, we've got 265s on the front. That's actually pretty respectable for front tyres. So I'm hoping we've got 275s on the rear. That's not too bad, actually. It's okay. It's not the largest tyres we've seen, but I will take this better than having 225s. So yeah, I will take them tyre width. Ooh, do we have full rally kits for this car? I'm thinking that we may. Yeah, we're gonna go. We've got to go with that. We've got to go. Since I can't have a huge number of rally lights, we have to go for the. Oh God, all of the. There's a lot of choice with the Escort. Which wing do we want? I kind of like that one. Yeah, we got. I'm just increasing all of the weight, but it's got to look the part, certainly. Oh, we can have a normal bumper, or we can add a tow hook on that weighs apparently. That's probably perhaps about right. Yeah, sometimes the weight gains or losses are funny. Oh, we've got to have mud flaps, of course. We've got to have some mud flaps on the car. And bonnet, well, this should chuck out some weight. Oh, they're the rally lights that I was wanting. Oh, I can't have rally lights in the snorkel. Yeah, they were the lights that I was looking for. I forgot that they count them as a sort of a bonnet thing. I do want a snorkel, but we've got to have rally lights. We've got to have rally lights on the car. Admittedly, perhaps not the best. Maybe not the best idea for parts-wise. It has made it a bit heavy. It's sticking all of them bits on, but it's got to look the part. We've got to go for the full-on rally parts for the vehicle. Other upgrades, we are going to have to now try and get some weight out of it again. Well, that did a fair amount. Sticking the exhaust on there. Exhaust is a great. I never realised just how much weight you can get out of the car by using the exhaust upgrade. Some of these remove some weight. I can never quite remember which ones. There are a couple of different engines for this car, but nothing that I was particularly interesting. You can have the Turbo Rally engine or the V8, and I've used the V8 and is available for just about everything. And the Turbo Rally engine is a really awkward one to build a car up to a certain PI, because you can only take the restrictors off the engine. You can't sort of fiddle about with individual parts. Makes it a pain in the ass to use, really. The power is creeping up quite nicely on this car, I have to say. Ooh, the power is creeping up quite a lot there all of a sudden. 517 horsepower in the Escort. I'm impressed. That's decent power to weight ratio we're getting out of this car. I'm also just we've kind of got 540 horsepower here. and we are still not at the top of S1 class. It's a little bit concerning. Yeah, just a little bit. Okay, we'll have to go for drive line. Let's drop £26 out of the car. That drive line and clutch. Oh, there we go. Wow. That clutch did 6 PI points on its own. It's £10, but that's okay. Quite impressed with with that. This is an interesting outcome, actually. I have to say, interesting outcome on this vehicle. 540 horsepower. It's a lot more powerful than I thought it was going to be. I didn't think we were going to get 540 out of the car. 440 torque is not too bad, and weight is also pretty low. 2,500 pounds is not bad. There's a decent power to weight ratio in this car. Admittedly, the tyres aren't the biggest, but they may be okay. We will see. Right. Oh, and I might not have stuck the diff one. Indeed, I haven't. We will get to that there. Okay, the Escort is ready to go. Now, as far as expectation-wise go on this vehicle, well, so far actual rally cars have tended to struggle a little bit on this series. I don't know whether the Escort is going to be able to change that, though. Right, we will go to our normal test track, the Forest Brawl circuit, where I have got 5 laps to go as fast as possible. The current leader is a Ferrari F40 with a 59.216. The highest place, if you like proper rally car, is the 05 Impreza with a 1 minute 0.4. So the Escorts, well, if it can get ahead of a 1 minute 0.4, then it's certainly doing well. I mean, if it can get below a 1 minute lap time, that's always good. I'm not sure. It has got a good power to weight ratio. Little concern about the tyres, basically. I'm not sure we're going to have the ultimate corner grip through some of the important turns that we've got with other vehicles. I mean, the F40 had 375 tyres on the rear, so it was 100 larger than it. You kind of get the idea why this may be struggling. It's not too bad. It is a little bit sliding. It is sliding a little bit through that turn 2, and again, we're sliding a little bit, but it's not terrible. It's not sort of as bad as the likes of the FailRace Z and the Alpine that went. They had like 225s or 235 tyres on them cars, and that really did struggle with that sort of size tyre width. This, I'm quite liking it. It's really good over the bumps, which is one big plus point there. Is unlike the 911 that was having all of the issues, this car here, I was all out of position and not really in a particularly good place for that corner, and yet the Escort was fine with it. Straight line speed seems okay as well as we crashed the jump. We did have a little bit of a sideways moment across the jump there, but it's sorted itself out quite nicely. Yeah, straight line speed is 136. Is certainly average. It's not amazingly fast, but it's not slower than the other vehicles. We have a little. Oh, okay. We have a little bigger issue through there, and then we're gonna have a really big slide. Yeah, as I feared, there's just not quite the grip. Not quite the grip that I would like from the Escort at all times. Ooh, bounce off the invisible wall. Hey, that's not a thing you want to be doing. You're all completely and utterly unsettled, and I will have to have a lift and settle the car through here. Ooh, we are good through there. I like the speed. I like the speed we are taking through that second to last corner. I'm quite impressed with this Escort so far. It's the first couple of corners, I can't quite push it as hard as I want to. Through, or sort of more through turn 2 and 3, I can't. Oh, there goes the windscreen. God damn it! It's normally the sports cars that have issues with that, not normally the rally cars. But there we go. We have got rid of or cracked a windscreen. Yeah, turn 1 we were okay. It's down here that I can't quite push the car. I'm pushing as hard as I dare, but you can just see it's starting to oversteer a little bit, which is not particularly not what I want the car to be doing. We are neater through there across the jump. Can we get a nice smooth landing? We are carrying good speed at the bottom of the course there, which is always nice to see. Yeah, 100 miles an hour. Again, not the best we've ever seen, but it's certainly not too bad. Oh, I've ballsed it up a little bit through there. We're going to run wide. Yeah, you have to be a little bit wider on the way in, but even then it's much nicer through there than a lot of cars that I have driven. We do get a little bit of an oversteer moment out of the final corner as well. yeah, it's as I feared. There is just that little bit of oversteer that is just not quite carrying the corner speed. 1 minute point 7 is not too bad. We've still got a couple of laps to go as well. May have left it to... the brakes are pretty good. I left it until after the bump by accident. I was busy looking at the time I just did. Left it until after the bump and we still got it stopped for the first turn. But yeah, a little bit out of shape. It's a little bit of a scrappy lap from the Escort again. The back end is just on the edge of letting go all the time through these corners. And again, that is a huge amount of airtime across there. You know, I think this car's got some of the most spectacular airtime through that bit right. To avoid the bump, and then there we go. Carry the speed through the second to last turn, and then really slow it down for this final one. Try and get power down. There's just a little bit of wheel spin. Just a little bit of wheel spin as we go to accelerate away. It doesn't fly quite as nicely as... It deals with the landing very well, but it is liking to twist no matter what I'm trying to do. Holy crap, that was a quick lap time. The Escort has gone very, very fast on that one. I know the second to last corner was good, but the first little bit of the lap wasn't particularly impressive from the Ford, and I've fudged it up slightly again through here. Try my best to hang on to this car. We've got a bit of sliding, slightly pointing at a funky angle, but we have again carried some good speed. The airtime we're getting is amazing in this car. Oh, we're having a little bit of issues with the car control there. Again, carry the speed. We're running using all of the track that I can with the Escort. It is a big slide out of the final turn. We don't quite, I don't think, have the acceleration. We're not going to beat the F40's time. Oh, we're going to take a slightly interesting flight path through the air. It is not a quicker final lap. The 59.6, that is a good lap time. 6:42. It puts it fractionally, and we're talking tiny margins ahead of the Shelby Cobra. The Escort goes into 6th. That's an impressive lap time, actually, from this car. Yeah, I did not quite expect it to go that quickly. Decent enough straight line speed. You can just see it through the sort of turn 2 and 3 is just where the back end wants to wiggle around. You can tell it hasn't got the biggest of tyres. You can see that it's just struggling a little bit. With the likes of the F40, you can carry a lot more speed through there. Admittedly, the Cayman wasn't particularly good through them corners either, but yeah, this is 0.3 of a second down on the Cayman, but it's all getting quite close in the sub 1 minute lap times now. Yeah, it is all really rather close to the front. That's a good lap time from the Escort. I'm impressed with this car. It's done really rather well. Deals with the bumps fantastically well. Really good over the bumps. A complete and utter difference. The Porsche, I love the balance of the Porsche, but it couldn't deal with the bumps, whereas this is just a tad oversteery for me, but deals with the bumps absolutely fantastically. Does fly through the air a little bit wonky, but deals with the landings even if you are slightly on your side, which is quite impressive. So there we go. The Escort becomes the fastest proper rally car going into 6th place. But that is it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.